Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you one of the features of HLS-Meta. The feature specifically is how to keep control data constant pre and post for multiple comparisons. So this is going to simplify the process and result in less data entry necessary for when you're calculating your effect size. So I'm going to open up HLS-Meta here. I've already opened up a study which we've used in a previous example, and I'm including a link of the study in the details below for the video. It's a Michael Carey study from 2004. So we're going to click Create New File and enter data. And as we said last time, this is a tutorial file. We're just going to make it called Sample Study. And just save yours however you want it, wherever you want it. Just remember where it is and what it's called. And if you look here, we're going to actually scroll down to the results. So just a reminder, this is a two-group pre-test, post-test design. So there's actually two intervention groups and a control group. There's the HIV risk reduction condition, which is HIV here, the substance use reduction condition, which is SUR, and the control condition, which is CTL up here. And what we're going to want to do is compare the HIV group to the control group and the substance use reduction to the control group. And for this example, we're going to compare the pre-test, post-test of the HIV to the control and the substance use to the control, pre and post. So obviously when you compare this HIV group to the control and this group to the control, the pre-post data for the control is going to stay the same for both comparisons. So you're going to use this data twice. So we're going to show you how to automate it so you don't have to enter all this data here, including the sample size for the control, twice. You only have to enter it once. Now this is particularly useful for when you have multiple interventions and you're comparing to the same control for the same time point, so you don't have to re-input the data numerous times for the control. So what we're going to do next, we're going to minimize the screen to go into HLS-Meta. Two groups, pre-test, post-test design, means and standard deviations. Enter the manuscript ID, which is the arbitrary identifier. This is the one we happen to use. Don't forget, you cannot use commas in these fields. We're going to put in the measure that we're using here, which is the frequency of unprotected vaginal sex. We'll leave the outcome blank, control for covariables, and the list for covariables because these are not applicable right now. And we're going to say where we got it from, which is page 259, table 2. Hit OK. And here's where you're going to select the option to keep the control data constant. So here it is, control group statistics are constant for each outcome. Double click that. So this first measure, we're going to do HIV versus control. This is the post test, so we're going to do the 0 because it's not a delayed follow-up. And now we're going to enter the experimental data. Scroll down here, you can see the sample size for pre and post is 123. So I'm actually going to just put that in first. And then I'm going to enter 14, 31.2 for the pre-test, 8.7, 14.5, all coming from up here for the post-test. Hit OK. Now this is the control data that's going to be held constant. See down here the control sample size is 110. I'm going to enter that in first. .6 and 25.9 for the pretest data straight from the table. 12.1, 25.6 for the follow-up or post-test. Now here it says continue entering experimental statistics only. Control values are now fixed. So now we're going to do the substance use reduction condition versus the control at post-test. And coming from down here, 121 is the sample size. So we're going to enter the pretest data, which is 10.8, 22.1, 9.4, 22.9. Now notice it didn't ask for the control again. That's because that data is held constant. And we're just going to conclude this sample. So we're going to hit no on this screen. And we're going to hit no on this screen. It's going to give you a reminder of where your output file is located and the file name that you previously named it as.